Howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, a brand new day. A brand new day filled with hope and promise and dreams and terror and nightmares and violence. Thumbs up for that. The human experience. Real quick, before I forget, because, oh boy, my brain. Yesterday I was talking about how there are animals that eat bones. And how, like, giraffes have been seen, wandering around with, like, bones hanging out of their mouths as they gnaw on them. Because they get minerals and stuff out of bones. And there's a lot of animals in the world that eat bones. And there's, when whales die and they fall to the bottom of the ocean, there are worms that specifically eat bones. So there's lots of bone-eating animals. One of the bone-eating animals out there is actually hyenas. Hyenas have incredibly powerful jaws. In fact, they have like a fin of bone on the top of their head to have all of their muscles attached to, so that they can crack bones with their jaws. And then they can eat bones. So when they're done, there's not much left. Actually, they've eaten it. So, if you happen to be, say, in the Serengeti, and you happen to be attacked by a hyena or two, what little is left when they are finished, a giraffe may come by and eat the rest. So, thumbs up. We are just pockets of carefully hoarded resources. And I don't mean just people. I mean any single living thing on the planet is a precious hoard, a cache of carefully kept resources. And that's why when we finally stop, there is an entire raft of biological animals set to come in. Well, animals and plants and fungus that comes in and releases all of those carefully hoarded materials back out into the rest of the world. So, thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, Shelton, Washington weather report. Oh boy, it was raining last night. And I didn't go for a full 6-mile walk, nor did I go for just the 3-mile walk. And my shirt's driving me crazy because nothing is hanging symmetrically today. But, what was I saying? Oh yes, it was raining last night, and so I went walking. I made that extra loop to add an extra mile in town, and it took about an hour and a half. So it's about four some odd miles. Thumbs up. But it was raining and it was wet and cold, and yeah, so I had fun. I actually did. I enjoy walking in colder weather. I don't like being cold, but my body and my brain works better when it's cold. I can think, I can do things. So thumbs up for that. Yay. What else was there? I was going to talk about something else, but now I can't remember. It was attached to all of that, but life is life. So at least I went out, I did things, and I slept last night. It's like now, for a full sleep. I mean, I've known it, but it's expensive to do this because I take an edible candy before I go to bed, so that it takes about an hour and a half for anything you eat to fully take effect. And it takes longer for edibles to work through your system because when you ingest THC, your body breaks it down into a whole bunch of smaller metabolites. The smaller metabolites are much more powerful individually than the THC that they build up. So when you eat something with THC in it, it lasts longer, is slightly more intense, but because it's edibles, it's that slow rise and fall, instead of like when you ingest with your lungs or such, where it spike and then fall off quickly. This goes whoa, like that. And that's the biggest difference between them. Your liver, your body, and metabolites are amazing. That's like when you drink alcohol, because it's a poison, your liver has to break it down into metabolites, and then metabolites are it takes the big molecules, breaks them down into a bunch of smaller molecules. And then it just continues breaking the molecules down until there's nothing left to break down. A metabolite is just that smaller portion of the larger molecule. So the big THC molecule gets broken down into a bunch of smaller molecules that have to be much more potent than the larger molecule, and then they get broken down and removed. When you drink alcohol, same thing. It takes the alcohol molecule, breaks it into other pieces, and then changes those as it breaks them down until there's nothing left. Unfortunately, your body breaks down alcohol into like acetaldehyde and a couple other things, and acetaldehyde gets broken down into formaldehyde. And so there's a lot of horrible things that your body has to do to get rid of alcohol, and each metabolite it breaks it down to harms your body. So when you're drinking, you're not just, oh, I got a hangover. The alcohol itself is a poison. And each of the smaller molecules that it gets broken down to is a further poison. So you're doing a lot of damage. And your liver never recovers from it. Your liver can recover from just about any damage except alcohol damage. My liver is it's on this side. My liver is a larger, because it's somewhat swollen, fatty, dense thing. It's not good. It's fatty, it's dense. That's not right. I'm lucky because there are various veins and such that connect to your liver. And if you get your liver bad enough, of course you get backup. And when you get backup, you get leaking fluids and swelling. That's what ascites is. If you've ever seen an alcoholic with a big bloated belly, that's because the fluids are building up in this membrane in the abdomen because the liver is in such bad shape that the blood can't flow through it quickly and easily anymore. I'm lucky. I mean, I almost died from my alcoholism. I should have been dead. But my liver, bad shape as it is still in, it's not, I've never had ascites, I've never had that swelling, so thank God my circulation is still good. At least in that part of my body. And I wanted to just mention real quick that it's amazing what's going on Wall Street. And if you don't know what's happening, Wall Street is weird and bizarre, but on Wall Street, GameStop stock has been plummeting. And one of the unfortunate things you can do is short stock, which is where you borrow it from somebody and then you sell it at that price in the hopes that it goes down, so that when you actually have to buy it to replace the one you borrowed, hopefully it costs less and you made money, which really screws the company that you're doing that to, but there you go. So they've been doing that to GameStop in the hopes that it will flame out and die. On Reddit, one of the Wall Street Bets things, they said, no. And they started buying GameStop stock, buying it and sitting on it, not selling it. Billions have been lost. And I don't just mean minor billions, that's just in a number. Hedge fund managers and entire companies that have been around for a long time have lost billions. Companies are going out. People that have had money have lost it. All because of these Reddit people saying no. They've driven the price of the GameStop stock up, which means if you bought it at $7, hoping to sell it at $3 to pick up that $4 profit, you bought it at $7, now it's at 65 or 100. You've lost like $70 per share. And if you bought a couple thousand of them, you've lost a lot of money. Boom! Things are crashing down from this. And people in the Reddit thing, when they're saying, don't do this, it's like, look, I live in the world that you've made for me. I'm going to sit on this because everything sucks for me right now because of the world that you have made. I'm not going to sell this. Whether I sell it or not, my life will stay the same. It will be awful. I'm going to sit on this money. I hope you burn. So yeah, wow, heavy duty stuff going on right now. Lots of companies are starting to really try to rein in all this to say, okay, you cannot buy any more GameStop stock. You can sell and trade otherwise, you just can't buy anymore, because they're trying to stop it so that all the short traders don't get hurt. I think there's going to be a huge backlash against companies like that now, so we're going to have to see what's going to happen. But also, let's see if there's anything else I've got written down here. Oh yeah, I got an achievement on the game Postal. In fact, I was playing the game Postal 2 again because I've never actually finished it. And you know, there's a lot of games out there that I think I know, but then I go along and play it further and I realize I know the part that I've replayed over and over again. I don't know what's past that. And what I know about the game is this much. But the game is this much. I knew this part pretty well. I didn't know any of the rest of it. I finally went through, because the original game Postal 2 runs through 5 days, Monday through Friday. They added some DLC and stuff to it that's part of the full package now that makes it a full week, and then adds another mission on top of that. But oddly enough, as normal as the game was, normal, quote unquote, on the last day, I'm just wandering along after having done all my stuff, and suddenly there's a newspaper in my hand that just says, oh, the apocalypse is here. And then the main character, your guy, Postal Dude, just says, wow, you'd think there'd be some sort of text explaining how this occurred. As they make fun of the whole thing, because all of a sudden everyone goes insane. You're on the far side of the map. You have to get to your home across the entirety of the map, and everybody, as soon as you enter that zone, they all whip out weapons and start firing at each other. All the time that this is happening, I kept hearing the sound of cats screaming, and I wondered if cats were chasing me and were going to hurt me. No, cats are plummeting out of the sky. You hear this, rah, 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 and then you see the cat come whoosh and then whap in a meat spray when it hits the ground. So you've got to dash across the countryside and then make it home. I did it. So I solved the first part of the main game. So cool. I just got to do it again and explore more, because again, I thought I knew a lot about the game. Oh boy. I was wandering into sections of the game and parts of the city and such where I had never, ever seen it before. Ever. It was amazing. The whole thing is pretty cool. They made an interesting town out of Paradise, Arizona. It's a fictional Paradise, Arizona. But it runs the gamut from normal, happy, friendly people places to people living literally on the streets and in shipping containers. And there's places where if you want to get to the church, you've got to basically either walk through a train yard to get there, or you have to walk through a fallen jumble of shipping containers. I was like, what the heck is going on in this town? But then figuring also the way everyone just ends up hating you and going on a big, killing spree to stop you. There are book banners that are in sniper positions at spots where you got to be sneaky to pass by them because they're shooting at you from a distance because they want to ban books, and for you to escape a burning library you had to make your way through them. Well, now they want to take you out whenever they see you. So it's a pretty crazy game. Now I just have to go through the weekend expansion and then the other expansion. Oddly, at some point in one of these things, a nuke goes off in town. You'd think everyone would die, but there's actually surprisingly little damage after the nuke goes off. Now, for Postal 4 and all that, I have no ideas what the actual world setting is, because he's wandering into a new town, and a lot of time has passed. So what the world is like at that point, I don't know, but it's a pretty crazy thing, and I enjoy it. And thank you for letting me wander on and ramble on about something that maybe you don't really care too much about, but thank you much. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now, except accidentally. I have very good peripheral vision. So I'm going to be answering as many as I can later, but right now I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. And if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. And even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, ADHD, and more, I'm sometimes like I can remember anything at all. We have Leonardo Lopez Leiva. I sure hope I'm close. No Man's Marv, thumbs up. And I am very, very sorry. Very sorry. Ruben, thumbs up. LAZXD, thumbs up. We have Young Prince, greatly appreciated. Fargrand, thumbs up. We have Audrey Murphy. I'm nowhere close. I bet it's probably like an Irish name, but thank you very, very much. We have Ricky Bettini, thumbs up, and thank you. Elder Wolf 569, and it's always good to see you in the comments. Large Drag, thumbs up, and thank you. We have Joey Middleton, thumbs up. Jonathan Lindsay, greatly appreciated. Jacob Take, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but thank you. Andreas Oikonomo, Oikonomou, thumbs up, and thank you much. We have Bloody Tomatoes, I like that name. We have Kira Lemongrab, thumbs up, and thank you. Good to see you in the comments, by the by. There is Not Stonks, thumbs up. Tommy Nelson, greatly appreciated. Luke Roberts, thumbs up. Allah, thank you very much. Tom, greatly appreciated. Juso Neiman, Juuso, thumbs up, and thank you very, very much. Insignificant Nick, thumbs up, and thank you. Kyle Stone Lake, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, 420 No Scope Films. Thank you, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head into the world, dealing with real people, if only in text. Greatly appreciated. If you could check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out financially without sending money through the patronage, I have the PayPal link down below. If you'd like to help me out without sending money at all, I have an Amazon wish list link as well with things like cat food, hamster bedding, silly things, not silly things. And if you could check it out, that would be very cool. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation for my existence. Definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could, excuse me, if you could hit the notification button on the the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool and greatly appreciated. A definite thumbs up. Well, hokey smokes, I've got therapy today, so always in a rush. And then I need to record and edit and render and upload a video, so gonna be pretty busy. Probably gonna be a pretty late one. I'm always demotivated after therapy because so much gets dragged up out of my head. We'll see what happens though. So, the lobster hat wearing duckhead of judgment suffers from a surplus of scorn. It is ready, not eager, but ready, to cast that scorn upon any and all whom it finds disappointing. Its mockery is severe. Do not disappoint the lobster hat wearing duckhead of judgment. It suffers from a surplus of scorn. And of course, Black Lives Matter. I mean, really, come on. It's 2021. And justice for everybody, the jackbooted, brown-shirted fascist thugs in police uniforms who keep beating, brutalizing, and murdering American citizens in their homes and on the streets. Joy. So please, if you have to go out, wear a mask, try not to touch your face, wash your hands, practice your social distancing, stay at home unless you have to. And please, take care. Have a great day. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. So stay creative, practice as much self-care as you can, and be as safe as you can.